So good evening, students. Today is Tuesday. It's August 11th. And before I start, here is the usual disclaimer. So any comments made during this live webinar should not be taken as an order to enter trades, nor should it be considered as trading advice. This live webinar is strictly for educational purposes only to illustrate how we trade DTA's Congressive system. Any past performance of DTA's Congressive system is not indicative of future results. I must emphasize that I am neither a licensed nor professional trading advisor. I am a retail trader like everyone else. Once again, this live webinar is strictly for educational purposes only. So the market is already opened. Before I go on, I want to make sure that what's going on in the economic calendar. I think there's going to be, let me see here. Again, just like yesterday, there is nothing. So we can just take that out. And this is what we're looking right now is the macro chart. The macro chart right now is looking at right now, as you can see, is basically during the overnight session, strong move to the upside. And that's where we're at. We're now basically, we are retracing back to the VWAP. Let me draw Fibonacci here on the top, and there's we are at the retracement level. So you can see here we have the value area high, or should I say the value area. Here's the value area high, value area low. This is the point of control. So I'm looking at this to get down maybe to here between the point of control, and we'll see if it's going to come back up. Again, like I said, it looks like it's getting down to the retrace level here on the fibs. Let's look at what's going on here. So this is what we call you see here, the ETH, which is electronic hours, electronic trading hours. That means the 24-hour VWAP. That's what it is. As you can see here, here's the VWAP. Right here, this is the 24-hour VWAP. Okay, so I call it ETH. Now this has been going over since the market opened during the overnight session and so forth. Now if I show you the other one, which is basically this one, this is, as you can see, this is the beginning, just to start out. This is what you call the RTH. RTH is the regular trading hours, or what we call the intraday session, which is basically the opening right now at 9:30 until 4 o'clock, or I think it's 4:15. I think it's 4 o'clock, and that's when it stops. But you can see here, right here, this is the 24-hour or the ETH VWAP, and this is the intraday VWAP. Let me see if I can find it. It's still too small here. Right here, this red one, right? So basically now it's almost coinciding with each other between the 24-hour VWAP and the intraday VWAP. Okay. So what we're seeing here now, I'd rather that takes maybe 30 minutes to really form. So I'd rather go to my what we call the 24/7 VWAP. As you can see here, we're now below the VWAP, and then we're now approaching what we call the POC, or the point of control. So here's the opening. We now have immediate momentum is down, as you can see. And I'll be trading one contract here. I'm doing what we call the new, it's basically here, you can see this, it's the earn to trade one. The only thing about earn to trade, they charge a lot of commission. Charge a lot of commission just to enter a trade. So I'm trading one contract. I think I'm currently I did some overnight trading. I think I am 112.50. That's not including the commission. So I think with the commission, I think it's like $80. That's it. I'm up 81.42. So here, let me do this. Trade performance. So I did some micros. I made money there. I also did an ES where I lost 100, then I basically gained back 150. I mean, micros is actually pretty good. 62.50 on the micros is actually doing good. I'm basically trading 6 contracts on that. Okay, so this is where we're going now. We're getting a change in momentum here. Again, it's bouncing off. Here's the VWAP. We are now approaching, this is the +1 deviation up here. So now we're right here, we're basically forming a new immediate momentum is to the upside. Okay. Which we were expecting, because if we're looking at this, you know, we see this, and that's basically bounced off of 50%, right? So that's why. So now we're just gonna see if we can get into a position here, because the overall momentum is what? Overall momentum is up. Oops, that's too soon. Let's look at this one. There, that's much better. So let me get this here. I don't know if I was in mute or not. I think I was. And I think I missed that trade here. Let me see here. Here we are. So basically this is a V1. I might get stopped out here. We'll see. But if we get stopped, that's only 5 ticks. And like I said, we're above the +3, so it's pretty good. We'll see. Like I said, we're gonna get. Okay. I don't mind losing 5 ticks. We got 2 points there. Most likely this is going to get up to here, which I should have moved my profit target. So you know what that setup was right there, right? What was that? More like a V1 with an overrun. The reason I took that trade because we were over the +30, even though the fill line was really not, it's angling up, but not as much of a steep angle like this. But at least we're over the +30, right? On the MACD, meaning anything we break the +30, as you know, is strong momentum. So again, this will be another good trade. This is going to be a +30 there, so we can get in. But this is like, can you see this? This is kind of flattening up, but let me see if I can get this. We got a higher high, right? But but I think I missed this trade right there, so I'm not gonna go chase it. We're still above the plus 30. And then get filled. I missed that fill. We'll see if it's gonna come back down. Again, we're still over the plus 30 here. You can see now it's kind of forming a more of like support up there. I mean resistance, not support, resistance, but we're getting higher lows, right? You're eventually gonna break it, and it's like, let me see this. So if we're looking at this, look at expecting to get up to here at least. We'll see. Again, here's the value area. So we could, maybe our target would be, if we ever get in this trade, would be somewhere at the top of that value area. Let's see if I can get this to we're still above the plus 3. Now, according to this intraday, we're above the value area. So this is going to be maybe getting up to here, then come back down. Usually when it hits the plus 2 deviation. Now you can see this VWAP now forming for the intraday session. Well, this is more of the 24-hour session. We have already established deviation levels, right? So here's the plus 1. This is the minus 1 down here. Again, we're still above the plus 30, so still a strong momentum to the upside. And since we hit this outer edge here, we are maybe looking to maybe get up to here. This is the plus 1 deviation. So we can get a good entry here. Here's what we call the outer edge of the VWAP. You can see our band spread is only 7, so the volatility ain't that, it's not that big. They're on average, so. Again, you see where the resistance here is right at the bottom of this plus 1 deviation. Now we'll see if it's going to come back down here and then come back up. Again, we're still above the plus 30 here on the MACD. See if we can get filled here. Let's try and move the stop, right? There's the first, there's only 5 ticks. So now do we have a change here in momentum? And we do now, since it's going to be closing here. well below the minus 30 here. So strong momentum to the downside. Still below the minus 3 is setting up for a V1. As you can see here, it's kind of forming a support, right? But we're still getting some lower. And I don't want to get, you know what? If we guys stepped out here, we get stopped out because most likely it's going to hit this. I was going to say it's going to hit this fill line. Let me put this up here. If I should just close it down, I will. Most likely this is going to get down to here. 66, 65. Now you see this fill line is getting flat. You see this? But our momentum is still, the minus 3 is still pretty good. It's going to hit that. You didn't want to fill that 3, so I got it at 2. Instead of 3 points, I got it at 2 points. Because basically, you can see this, it didn't want to get past this, so it might get down here now. Which is okay. Yep, there it is. And then I was expecting that would have been at least 4. Look at that. Should have targeted at least 5 points. That's at least 5 points right there. So I am now up 205. Usually my goals are on 200. And that's net. That's 205 net. And I'm trading 1 contract, so that's actually pretty good for the night. And that's only, what time is it? So there. So again, we're below the minus 3 here. This would actually be a good setup, but I'm leery about the strong momentum to the upside. See that? Because now we're crossing over here. See this? We have strong momentum. I just most likely it's going to overrun. But like I said, we're still below the minus 3. Any questions? Entry would have been right here, right? 66, 64, 75. You would have gotten your 2 points again. Again, if you're below the minus 3 when it hits the mid band there, you're good. That's pretty good. At least 2 points. You have strong momentum. Great trade. You have that. Again, I hit my goal. I might. I don't want to. Even though it was a great setup, that was more of V2. Again, I love these V1s. I also like these V2s. Bouncing off the VWAP. Good high probability trade since it's bouncing off the VWAP there. So now hit the POC here. We've hit the outer band 2 times. So this may overrun this again, so we'll see. Again, we're below the minus 3. So if you take notice, we're already hit the outer bands 3 times, right? So basically we're pretty much oversold. Strong momentum. Still, we have still strong momentum to the downside. We're below the -3. Fill line is still angling down. Like I said, if you look at the new curriculum in the website, it's actually pretty good. New updated curriculum. This is a good range now in terms of the value area. You see this? So we're looking at the value area. That's how many points is that? $17 points. That's actually pretty good. Last couple of days, including last week, value area is very was very narrow. It wasn't as much as this. Take this trade. It looks like between a V3, V2. I like this because we're still below the -3. Really no high, no strong momentum going to the upside. As you can see here, it's just going up and down. And also on the MACD, it's not showing real strong momentum. So I like my chances in taking this more like a V2, V3. You can see fill line is now being used as support. So we broke the -1 deviation here. Now we're going down to the -2 here. So now we are seeing, we never really got an entry here, right? So now we're getting to the -2 deviation now. So we'll see if it's going to break this -2. Usually it goes up and down here between the -1 and -2. It's going to test this -1 again, and then it's going to come down here. Right now you don't see the incline really. So basically the incline going down, it's not that steep, or the slope is not that steep. So most likely it's just going to continue just going up and down here between the outside of -2 and then -1. You can see it's forming some type of support right now. But strong momentum to the downside. We're well below the -3. Maybe it's going to get up to here and then come back down. As you can see, now the slope of the -2 deviation is angling down, but not as steep as before. That I like to see, so we'll see. well outside the outer band of the Keltner, so I'm thinking of a strong retrace back up here. Look at this. So we'll see where we're below. We're well below. Let me do this. We're still well below the -3. We're getting strong momentum there.
Order canceled.
See this? We're getting strong momentum. So I'm just going to take that out for a minute. I want to see if there's going to be an overrun. You can see the spaces between the dots there. You might get up to here and then come back down. Here's the overrun. So technically we're already over the plus or the 0 line, right? So I'm not trying to look for a sell because most likely this is strong momentum now. You can see now the momentum is shifting regarding the V line. I mean, this would, you'd say this is a V3, right? But again, it would be invalid because we're above the 0 line and now we're also above the +3, right? So now this would be a good setup now. 58.75.
Order submitted.
Because we'll be approaching the 0 line
Order
here.
filled.
There we go. You see where you see the overrun? It disconnected, came back up, went back down. Now this is more like a V3 when this set up. More like a V3. Because look, we don't have the momentum, we're not below the -3, but at least we're below the close to below the 0 line. So that's why this is more like a V3. No, that went so fast you didn't even see that move. Good V3 there again. Good setup right there. Because we were below the 0 line. I was looking at my Super Domos and I see the price going down, but I didn't see it on my chart. I finally saw it there. Kind of got delayed on the chart. We got added people here. Chua Drake Austin. I'm wondering who you are. You know who Chua is? Ah, okay. Okay. Derek. So we're just hugging the -3 here. You can see now it's just, what is it doing? It's basically channeling right now. Since we have a flat one, you can identify the channel here. Now, if you go to the new curriculum, it's going to tell you about sideways moving market. And if you go, I think it's chapter something, I forgot. Just look under sideways moving market. It's very good information there. So let's say I have this. I can see where you can see where you have what we call a flat fill, right? So there's your channel. So now it depends on how many points this channel is. They say if it's less than 4, between I think 5 and 4 points, don't trade it. If it's more, then it's a little over 5. So if you go there, I think it's going to say there you can scalp it if you know how to scalp it. But at 5.5, in fact, let's take a look at that, if you don't mind. Let's go to, like I said, the curriculum is actually pretty good now. it doesn't get to the real. That's why you're with my new students. It doesn't get to what we call the really basic ones. It's more. Let me see here. Day trading. Here we go. .ph. So if you go here, you'll see what I'm talking about. And it's going to explicitly explain if you how many points that channel is. So I'll wait till that loads. You can see now it's just breaking out now. See that? Oh, it's taking so long to trim. So there. Broke up. Now we have what we call a change in momentum, right? So you can see this is another consolidation. Now, if you're going to take this, it would be a great V1 trade because we're well above the +3. And let me see if we can delete that. And also strong momentum on the fill here, right? Now, if we're gonna, I'm assuming this is now formed this other one, this there. So there, see now, here's your VWAP. There's your two VWAPs. Most likely this is a good rebound. It's going to come back down because we're below the VWAP, both VWAPs. So most likely we're looking for this to come down. Strong momentum. We're well above the +3. You can see here we already at the -3 deviation right here. That's why I was doing that. It basically went up to the -1, went back down to +2, -1. We might even see this go maybe up to here, to the upper value area high. Since we already went from, and that's how it usually moves. It goes from -3, -2, -1, comes back down, tests the -2, and finally breaks. So I might even take this trade because you can see how this is right here. Not really strong momentum to the downside. Let's see. I don't see the spaces on there in the MACD. This is good V1. I'm already up 301 net on one contract. You can see not strong momentum going down. It's just taking its time. As well as you can see by here by the dots, I'm well above the +3, or yeah, +3. And the reason I'm hesitating is because we're bouncing off the VWAP. But again, we're above the +3, so this may go hit. Test that up there again, and then come back down. We shall see. See, look at this. Watch this. We're getting stronger momentum now. See this big space on the MACD. get slight overrun here. But like I said, we're bouncing off the VWAP. Let me test that high here again. Again, would this have been filled? I don't know. No, it's a little too far. Yeah. Yeah. So now it's going to test this again. So here. So now we see here, we have a lower high. Now here's the strong momentum bar, see? Again, we're still above the +3.
Order submitted. Order canceled.
How come that didn't take, let me see here. Oh, that's weird. It went back to, yeah, I must have missed that trick. No, I wouldn't have been filled. Bounce off. That's what you call your, what is that called? I don't know that I'd have been filled there because this would have been what, 50. No, I think it would have been filled. Had a chance. Let's take a look at something here. Let's look at the, there we are. So we're below, see this, we passed the retracement level. We're basically here, we're overextended. So this may hit here, start going back up again. Again, you're getting your higher highs here again, or higher lows, you can see. So we may have it move up. Let's look at this. Higher lows. We're kind of having like a flag pattern right here. I don't know, I don't feel comfortable with
Order
that.
canceled.
Again, every time I'm below this VWAP, I want to see, I want to take another long. I want to see it break above the VWAP and come back down and bounce off. Right now, what it's doing right here, it's testing that the VWAP has a tendency to continue going down. Even though we're above the +3, it's going to test this high right here. Again, it's going to test this VWAP. Again, if it breaks this 2 VWAPs, that's even better. Then I would take the bounce off and come back up. Because technically you have a channel here, albeit it's kind of really narrow, right? Less than 5 points. Yeah, 3.75. even though we were above the +3, meaning strong momentum still going to the outside. So basically consolidating right there. And there we never really had a chance to enter this one since it never got down here. Again, we're still above the +30. I don't mind risking that 5 ticks. Now, as you can see this, like I said, we're bouncing off that VWAP, as like I said. We don't have a change of momentum here. We're still up momentum. Again, risking 5 ticks is fine. Momentum is still up. Really no change in momentum. We just had an overrun there. So probably maybe my last trade here. I'm up. Step 224. Now, here's my question. We're getting above here. We don't have enough momentum, so I may not even take this. But my question is this: how big is the spread between this? Okay, let me do this. That's kind of,
Order canceled.
it's less than 2, so that's really not a V3. And we don't really have the momentum right now. So most likely this is gonna go sit there and go up and down. If you look at the new curriculum, it says there to be a good V3. V3 is where the width between the fill and the midband is at least 2 points. If it's less than that, then it's not a V3. And there we finally get the momentum to the upside. That's what we needed to basically break the VWAP, both the VWAPs. So I think with that, I'm going to be ending it. What? No, it's. So I think with that, I'm going to be ending it for this evening. It's already 10:39. Yeah, somebody's on. Let me see that there. So with that, I'm gonna end it for this evening. Any questions before I go? There's one. Hold on. No. Night, Derek. And no problem, Sean. Belated, or should I say happy birthday again? Welcome, Alvin. Okay, with that, this will be uploaded to the the Wealth Mastermind site. Okay, so talk to you guys next week. Quick question. Annie, you learned something here. So make sure. Good. Okay. You guys stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Okay. Take this out, and I will talk to you guys next week. Exit full screen. I'm going to exit here. Oops. Still trying to get a hang of this. Okay. Bye-bye.